Chop, chop, chop it up. Reality Speaks. It's the Rock Boss, SiegelCapone. Podcast Thursday 101. We about to get ready to get into these topics right quick. As y'all can see, I'm a person that's really in tune with my spirituality, with the energy and the science of this world and how important it is for chemistry, so you can't just share that type of passion and those deep layers that I can go in depth with any category relating to life and the things that we see and observe and experience in this life. So it just hit me that I wanted to know who else ever even thought about this question and this topic today, which is, do you hold back the quality of your sex in order to avoid getting caught up in your feelings or allowing the person you with to get caught up in theirs? And when I thought about that question, it was like, damn, that shit deep, because I know a lot of people probably never thought about that. And me, myself, I will admit that I have and I do. Because, like I said, I could go so deep in depth because I'm a person that pays attention to detail. And when it comes to sharing my body with somebody, I'm the type of person, if I touch it, I master it. If I touch it, I own it. And I'm an alpha wolf male, so it's hard for me to not go all the way in on everything I do. And I've been blessed to be not only well endowed, but the ability and the creativity to constantly pay attention and want to explore new heights, get deeper in passion with technique and everything that I do. So, like I said, you have to be exclusive. For one, I'm picky, adventurous but picky. I feel like it's a balance to me, because most people think that the Sagittarius is really just wild and can't be tamed. Like I said, I figured out the keys and formulas to life of knowing that I had to tame myself, and then how to tame myself and have control over what it is that I do. So I'm very different when it comes to dealing with females. They're not just able to come in and wave a pussy in my face and say, I got you on a string and you gonna do this and do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm the nigga, I grab my shit and be like, it's still real man over here. I do the fucking, I'm wearing the pants all the time, so I need you to do this. And sometimes that's a challenge, which could be an influence or an intimidation, but every now and then, we human. So we have needs, we have wants, we have urges, we have temptations. So it's not always just easy to find somebody you compatible with. So I ain't just always in a relationship. That's what I feel I was made to be, but at the same time, yeah, I've had my fun and my experiences too. So you have to be reserved, though. It's too many diseases and things. You could die over this shit. So it's definitely where you gotta be able to be selective with who you share with, as well as how much you share. I'm the type of person that, honestly, if I don't want to taste it first, I don't want to fuck it. So that's something I approach every time I'm entering that situation where it's like, okay, I know I'm about to probably do something. I don't even want to do it though. If, or I can't get to that point if I haven't already thought about, will I go that far? Because I like to to please my woman. I like to, I get turned on by seeing her turned on and feeling her explode and gush and squirt and all that real shit that you should be craving. And shout out to you if you ain't getting it right. But I want that motherfucker to work for me and be excited for me. You know, I want to watch it thrive, watch it come to life in my hands. And so the foreplay, the passion, all that is something that gets it to that point for when it's all the way just ready for me to go in. Now I can binge in it right quick and do what I was made to do. So I definitely have to hold back because that shit gets dangerous when sex is not a contract for a relationship. So it'd be hard when they be choosing sometime and then you ain't really into them, or they think that just because the sex was good, everything else has to be good too, and that ain't always the case. So, some of my reasons for holding back always will be just probably either getting into the sex too soon, which ain't always me initiating. Most of the time, it's them, But like I said, then they instantly think you're supposed to get serious with them, and they haven't showed you or proved to me what else you got to offer. Because the pussy is only gonna be as good as I allow it to be, and that I can make it. And hey, if you think that you just got it like that, then you up for the challenge. Then we can see if you can start stacking up to those standards, and you might have an opportunity to prove yourself right or wrong. But other than that, I know what I'm capable of. So I say it, on some real shit as humbly as possible. And it's really important though, because you go through so many different things, especially in your mind with a person that you feel like maybe it's a mistake for you to be sleeping with them in the first place because you don't want to go no further than that. Then spiritually, we're breaking the law and we're not supposed to be there going that route anyway without a future or something behind it. And then it's just the pressure of not feeling something but knowing this person do feel something, because I've been on both sides of those coins too. So you know it be hard sometimes when you want more from a person, but all they want to do is sleep with and you feel used sometimes. You go through different emotions behind it. So, you know, I definitely, like I said, you have to be selective and exclusive and reserved out here. And if not, then you damn near nasty and trifling as fuck, in my opinion. But I wouldn't know what it's like to just be out here running wild, loose with any and everybody. Because, like I said, I got standards. I got certain beliefs behind how I go into it. So if I can't put my face in it, then 9 times out of 10, my dick ain't coming nowhere near it either. But even that part of my tech my technique is deadly, so it's hard for me to just interact and engage in activity with these women because I'm sort of mind blown and I want to give my all, and that's why I feel like I should be a husband, and it should only be reserved for that one. And I want to be able to say I got as much in my tank still reserved for her. I got a whole fantasy bucket list that ain't never getting opened until it happens, which would be again because I got married, but I never got a chance to break out that list because it didn't last and we wasn't happy enough. And she started problems on the sexual level with me that led to us getting a divorce. So, hey, it's a beautiful thing, though. You know what I'm saying? So, I would love to explore countless nights and mornings of passion without having to hold back. You know, but since I am single, that was just something I wanted to touch on. And y'all definitely can chime in and respond back, give me some feedback on it. What are some of the reasons you hold back? And have you ever done it? Or do you feel like, can you think of that one person that you felt might have been holding back on you because they didn't want to get in their feelings or they tried to, stop you from being in yours? And, you know, just to get into the act of it itself, though, it's like if you are holding back, how do you still go to those levels of enjoying the sex and exploring the sex when you can already set these boundaries of certain things you don't want to do too much or do at all or whatever because there's not no feelings involved or you not trying to take it to that level of having feelings. Like, you know, I've been through some crazy stuff mentally where, you try to think of the last time or the best time you had with that person and you try to keep your mindset set right there in that position so you can try to enjoy it every time. Shit, sometimes I've even thought of other people because I just was trying to get a nut off. I ain't gonna even lie, and hey, that's just how it is sometimes. But you know, I don't think I've ever been with somebody though that ever picked up on the vibe though. Or at least they never was honest enough to come out and ask me or tell me like, I know you holding back or whatever, you know. And then for those that did walk away and might have felt that I didn't give them my all or I was weak or whatever, I probably just wasn't into you because hey, I done had enough where you could just get naked and that ain't gonna just instantly turn me on. You gotta touch me a certain way. You gotta make me feel desired as a man too, especially because it's rare. Women don't really make men feel wanted in today's world anyway. So I feel men go over aggressive and way further with trying to show attention and make women feel desired that they done got so spoiled they forgot that we should be desired too. So I challenge women, um, like I said, being those nurturing, caring women again. And shit, we deserve love, real love. So I want to feel desired. So that's part of really getting the real feelings out of me, the real sex, the real conversation, the real interest and attention to the details of how to satisfy you is when I feel like I'm desired too. Cause what the fuck am I doing? You almost damn near just a blow up doll anyway if you not provide none of that shit in return. So, think about that. Cause they almost about to hit the market. And if y'all still wanna be relevant, then y'all better get y'all mind right. You know, cause otherwise, it probably is happening to you. It's a nigga right now that you laying down for, wishing he could be all yours. And in the back of his mind, he thinking about somebody else, or he not giving it all to you. He ain't pounding that shit and waiting for you to warm up and juice something. He just like shit. It should be over in a minute. You know, I'm about to go hang with my niggas. You know, and that speaks heavily on what y'all could be lacking. You know, why can't a guy commit to you? Why can't we get in our feelings and just totally want to give you our all and rock with you all the way? Why? Why is this happening to you? You gotta ask yourself that. You know, and when you know you got the quality and great sex and you don't even want to use it, and the woman is right there, or for a woman, the man is right there, and you gonna hold back because that person ain't the one. So like I said, we ain't even supposed to be doing it anyway. But if you are doing it, just strap up, protect yourself, and consider not doing it. Because the whole mental war and up and down and wondering and thinking is killing the quality of our sex already. Because when I go for it, I want that shit to be magical. Some shit I should have filmed last night or this morning. Especially when it's spontaneous and it just happened out the blue. That shit supposed to be passionate, moment you will never forget. That's how I envision it being every time I'm with somebody. If it ain't a moment we'll never forget, then it ain't no point in us doing it. So, you know, that's just what I feel about that. Chop it up. Reality Speaks. Make sure y'all get back at me. Check me out. Follow these pages. Donate, support, rock with your mans. You know, I got all my links. So you can get at me. I take PayPal, Cash App. You can hit me at my events. I'm always in it for growth, you know, making something happen. But I'll be right back, and we're going to continue to chop it up.